Gunners, Tim here. I'm at the reloading bench. Just got back from the range. One trip anyway. But okay, I want to get into the rifle that I'm shooting. I've heard some comments on my last video with this gun, and I think there was some confusion. Okay, what I'm using is I'm using a CVA Hunter. It's got a Caldwell bipod. It's a 20-inch barrel. It's, I don't know if you can see it or not. It's a medium barrel. It's not like a bull barrel, or it's not a tapered hunting barrel. It's a medium barrel. And it does have a target type crown. I've got the center point 4x16 scope on it by 44. I don't think it's a 50. I think it's 44. It does have the illuminated crosshairs, green or red, with several different levels of intensity. Now these guns come out stock with about a 3.5, 4-inch trigger or pound trigger. They are nice. They come stock that way. It is a hinge gun, which means it has a hammer and it has a spur on it. It comes with a spur. I gave $175 for this gun when I bought it. It didn't come with the mount. It just had open sights and ever fiber optic. Now this gun's chambered in 7mm 08, and that's what I'm studying and getting into, loading. And let's get into the results. All right, guys. This is the bullet that I'm using. This is the Lee 130 grain 285. It's the only 7mm bullet they have. It's a gas check. I'm using Gator gas checks. This actually, with the gas check on it, weighs 135. It is powder coated. I don't have a lubricizer dye to do that, to just lube it. So I powder coat it and then put the gas check on and size it. I've got a video on that. Some of you have seen it. And this is what it looks like when it's a cartridge. Now, you can see I'm taking it right up to the crimping groove. I don't know what the overall length is, because to me it doesn't matter. I'm just taking it to the crimp groove. And so far I'm having, now this is military brass 308 that I've necked down. And that's what the most, on these cast bullets, that's what I'm using. And they're mixed. Some are military, some are commercial. Now, this is my first loads with the Trail Boss. I started out with 9 grains, and I got an average velocity of 1363 with an extreme spread of 14. And this is at 25 yards. And I got an inch .436. Okay, now I'm going to spill the beans. You will see an increase in accuracy with the increase of speed. All right, So here is 9.5 grains. We come up to 1390 feet per second average with an extreme spread of 23. And it's already coming down to a 0.925 inch. All right, and here's our 10 grains. Maybe if I pick this up a little bit, it'll look a little better. All right, and we are coming down to a 0.922 with an average speed of 1434 with an extreme spread of 45. That might be one of the reasons why it's still big. I think that was the biggest extreme spread of the bunch. No, actually there was one bigger. All right, then we come over here to 10.5 grains of Trail Boss, and we have an average speed of 1468 with an extreme spread of 25. And the group size was just a little over a half inch, 0.525. Then we go to 11 grains. And the group size actually went up 0.05 of an inch, and the extreme spread went up. So we have 1412 feet per second average. The group size is a 0.573. This is with 11 grains of Trail Boss. So my extreme spread went up. My velocity has went up. Now you'll notice my velocity it went up, what was it, 30 feet per second. Now it's starting to go 40 to 50 feet per second. And but the group size between the 10.5 and the 11 really wasn't that much to be concerned about. Now here is the 11.5, and this is a 0.522 group, which was the smallest of the bunch. Yes, not by much. It's falling right in there with the 10.5, the 11. But the velocity is 1543. And the extreme spread was only 15 this time. Okay, now if you guys remember in the, it wasn't in this video, I was talking about the 9mm. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get my 9mm loads to shoot the same velocity as my 7mm loads, so I can compare penetration. But seeing how this was my lightest charge and it was still over 1300 feet per second, and my heaviest charge in the 9mm, and it's both with the same grain bullet, 134, 135 grain. Well, this is the 9mm, 135 grain, which is comparable. But I don't think I'm going to get the 7mm. I could probably get down that low, but it's not looking like I'm going to. So that experiment might be out the door. And then too, that's silly anyway. Who's going to compare a 7mm with a 9mm? Okay. Now, that was with the cast bullets, guys. Now I'm going to get into the SSTs. 139 grain SSTs. And this is what they look like. And once again, I'm not going with the overall length, but I will show that. And right here's my overall length for the SST that I'm loading. Now this is with, let's see if I can find it here. Here it is. This is, let's hold this up where you can see it. 37 grains of AR comp. Now, with 4 shots, I got a .433. Now, remember, this is at 25 yards. And that brings up another point. And here's the reason why I'm shooting at 25 yards. Now, let me focus you out. Here, with cast bullets, is point of aim. Here's a point of impact with cast bullets. Point of aim, point of impact. Point of aim, point of impact. Okay, you guys see what I'm talking about. Now with the SSTs, point of aim, point of impact. It's not that. Point of aim, point of impact, which is where it should be at 100. And people say if you, I've heard them say if you sight in at 25, it'll be the same at 100. So, all right. But I'm shooting at 25 because of that change. And that happens with change of loads. If you guys remember in my other video when I was using AR comp behind the cast bullet, it was shooting lower than the SSTs, but it was closer to point of aim. Point of impact was closer to point of aim. All right, let's get into this load here. And the 5-shot was over an inch. It was right at an inch, but still, And that's, classified as what? The flyer. Or why the flyer? I mean, why the flyer? All right. All right. Now this with 37 grains of AR comp, I was getting 1594. And my extreme spread was 38. Okay, now let's go. Here's 37.5 grains. And my group was a .725. Now it's all, or 727. And that was with all 5. And my speed was at 2632. Extreme spread was 30. And there's my group size. Right there. Okay, so that is very much so an improvement over the 41 IMR 4166 that I was using. That thing was just, it was crazy. I am figuring out that with the powders I have selected, that my velocities are not going to get much better than this. I'm going to have to change to a slower burning powder. These are mid to fast burning powders, and I'm just going to have to get a slower burning powder if I want to get higher velocities. But I'm finding out that 28, 20 something is going to be top speed for this bullet. So I'm not really that far off. All right. Now, I'm going to insert a picture of the primers. It's showing a little bit of pressure, but I kind of think that it's not over pressure. I think it's just standard pressure for this cartridge. But that's why I'm running into pressures before I get to the velocities I'm wanting, is because the powder's going, it's burning faster. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.